Okay, so I'm going to show you how to add your trackside litter to your diorama, and obviously we do the newspaper bundles, and now we have actually got paint cans. If you've already bought these products, I'm going to show you how to put them onto the layout or onto your diorama, or just give you some ideas what you can do with your own sort of things. But first of all, we'll start off with the trackside litter. Now I strongly advise a pair of tweezers to get these out of the packet and move them around. Now you'll see inside the packet they have a little wire, and the wire actually retains the cans so they don't get crushed during transit, and also that makes it easier for you to slide them off onto your diorama without them flying off. So best thing to do is make sure you've got a nice clear area, not anywhere that's going to drop. Put a bit of cloth underneath that you can catch anything if you're adding them to a, sort of like a layout like I've got. So first of all, we're going to open up the pack. On the front of the pack it will tell you the product details, and on the back the contents and the website. Now if you open your pack up like this, you'll see it actually comes in a few mixed newspapers, and then you've got a little green wire or a coloured wire that will actually house your tins. Okay, so if you just gently pull that out, we advise you to keep that on there. Just put the other bits aside for the moment. Now these will move around. Okay, you can see you've got like 3 red cans and 3 blue cans. Okay, and they just signify that they are just line side litter. That's the idea of them. However, you can do other things with them. You can see I'll bring this one out here. I've got a little dustbin, and I've actually put a little can on top of the dustbin to signify that some hooligans left their tin on the top there. So you can stick these anywhere. Now we do advise using a little pair of tweezers to manipulate them where you need them to be. So this is why I make my dioramas like this, so I can lift that off and get to the station. Put that out one side for the moment. Okay, so this makes life a lot easier, and then we just put a little can like that and just turn it around so you can see like the tin hanging out. There we go. So I'll leave the canopy off for a second so you can see what I'm doing. So going back to our tins, if you just gently pull one off, you should be able to pull them off with your fingers, and then just place it like that. They're hollow in the middle, they're made of paper, and they have a little bit of silver sort of painted on the outside and at the bottom, sometimes on the bottom, sometimes just on the top. So what the idea is, you can put them down on your track here, or you can have them laying around. If you want to lay it around on your station platform, you could just leave it on there. You don't have to glue it down. It'll blow around and do what you want it to do, but you will lose it somewhere if you hoover it up. So my advice to you, if you're going to maintain it, like we'll put it about here, I think, as a bit of rubbish. Now I use a Yoo-hoo glue or I use PVA glue. Now that'll be ample enough for this. I find wood glue is the best because it will dry in its own natural time. It's ideal for paper and cardboard. And you can see I've added a bit on and now dotting it off. And then we take our little can. You can crush it if you want, or you can maintain the shape you want, and then just roll it where you want it to be. And that's pretty much it. There's just enough glue there to tack that into shape. You can move it off afterwards. Again, you could use the little wire just to slide in, and then you could manipulate it off if you wanted to move it at any time, so you can move them around. It might tear some of the print underneath. So that pretty much is how you add your tin can to your line side, make it look like rubbish, or you can add it to your station platform. So with our newspaper, if you take it out the packet, and I suggest using your tweezers, again just fold it over, and then you can add that to your little seating area there. So just do that, and it's plain awkward. There you go. So you can have it however you want. It doesn't matter if it's open or pushed right down. If you want it actually squashed down, you just literally fold it and glue it and then press it down. So you can do all these things, but I would suggest using tweezers. So you can see there I've created a nice little diorama. Matey's read the newspaper and he's finished reading it. He's now looking for his train so he can go home, and he's left the newspaper on the bench for the next person to have a read of today's Another thing you can do, if you take a railway carriage, and I'm actually going to take that same bit of newspaper I'm just going to show you. You can actually take the roof off and get to the insides. Only do it if you feel competent to do it, and just place your newspaper on a seat inside your carriage. His newspaper is just left on the seat, and that is a real common sight in today's world and back in the 80s. And lots of people leave things in carriages and coaches. So let's add our newspaper bundles. So you take them out the packet, and I've actually taken a few out already. And what I've done is I've actually taken a little sack barra there, and I've actually glued a couple on the top there. So Matey's taking the evening post. It's ready to add to this little parcel trolley, and add them ready for the next delivery out on the next train. Again, you can pile them up. I'm just going to put some loose little packets on top, so you can see how easy they are to put on there. I would just recommend putting a little bit of glue. That's one pack that's on there now, which is gives you quite a nice little height. And I'm just going to add another one on the top of there if I can do it. And these actually, both sides, there's two different news on either side. You've got a front and a back, so they're not replicated. And the idea is that you could actually have one stack of newspapers, and you could actually have a different picture on the back, so you've actually got two in one if you wanted to. So there you go. That is a nice little pile of paper, and make it scruffy and untidy, because that is very prototypical, and it would look just about like that. And you can see Matey there just about to lose a lot. There we go, straighten them up. So there we go. That is how to add your newspaper bundles. You could add these to a shop front, station, kiosk, waiting area, anything like that, and that is a real eye-catchy little display. So this is the latest product. So as you see here, I've actually added two of our little paint tins to the engine shed here, our little depot, and these come pre-painted, so have paint in them already leaking down the side of the tin to make it look like spills, that kind of thing. If you wish to change the color of them, and you can do, I would suggest you glue them down with PVA first, let them set. You can see these are nice and firm and they're not going anywhere. Once you've got them set in place, you can actually add different colors and let it spill around the outside if you wanted to, and that'll all match in. You could add this to a garage, housing thing, complex, building site, any diorama, canal, or you could have them thrown in the bushes at the back there with paint hanging around. There's lots of ideas you could do with these sort of things, or just in a skip. So these are our latest range. These are our little paint tins, and they come in 00 size. That's 1/76 scale. So there we have our products added to our diorama or your layout, and I hope this video is helpful in some way, and I hope you enjoy your products. Again, if you've got any problems, just give me a shout and I'll be only too pleased to help.